Hello basketball coaches and basketball players, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training, and today I'm going to talk to you about how you can stop side spin on a basketball. Now there's quite a few different reasons why you may have side spin on a basketball. So you've all heard probably your coaches, your trainers, whoever, saying you need to have backspin on a ball, but it seems like it's just so damn hard to be able to get backspin on the ball, and you keep on getting side spin. There's a few reasons, and today I'm going to go over those reasons and what you can do to change to go from a side spin into a backspin. So let's get down to it. So the number one thing to know is, what is the longest finger on your hand? And I'm going to tell you that right now. The longest finger on your hand is your middle finger. So, what does that mean? Well, what that means is if the ball goes off the right side of that middle finger, it's also going off two fingers. It's going off that second to the right finger. And that means that that ball is going to have right side spin or left side spin, depending on if you're a left-handed shooter. The other reason is it could be going off those two fingers. And, well, again, that's going to give you side spin. It's not going to give you proper backspin. So what you need to do, number one, is to train yourself really close to the rim. You can't be doing this when you're jacking up three-point shots. You can never change your shot form jacking up three-point shots. You need to get close to the rim. As you can see, it's pretty windy today, but you're going to get close to the rim and you're going to be practicing getting that ball to go off that middle finger. The reason why you want to do that again is because it's the longest finger, which means that it's not going to give you side spin. Now, another reason why you may be getting side spin on the ball instead of backspin is because you're shooting with more than one hand. Let me explain this to you a little bit better. So, if you're not strong enough, or if you're still a little bit younger, or whatever it may be, and you're shooting the ball, a lot of younger players, they'll shoot with two hands. And when you're going up and going from that two-handed shot into a one-handed shot, a lot of players will still try to push the ball with that left hand, or if you're left-handed, you'll still try to push that ball with the right hand. Basically, your offhand, your weak hand, whatever it may be. Now, when that stuff happens, what you need to do is, you're probably not going to catch it right away if you're a player. You're going to need to have some video of yourself shooting, and you're going to have to be able to slow that down, or maybe get somebody to watch your shot really closely. I know a lot of coaches don't really know this next thing, but when a lot of players who go into shooting with one hand, they'll still shoot, and they'll still be pushing the ball with that left thumb or the offhand thumb. And when that happens, that gives the ball some wonky side spin, and that then allows the ball to be shot out towards that right side. That's why when a lot of younger players are learning how to shoot with one hand, they'll have that ball go way out towards that right side, and because of that, it makes them go back and revert into shooting with two hands. And it usually takes an extremely long time to take a player shooting from two hands into shooting with one hand, just because of that one reason, and that is because they don't think that they've got the power. They don't think that because they're going from two hands to one hand, they're actually cutting down 50% of their power, but that's actually not correct. If you're a younger player, or if you're just not a stronger player that can shoot with one hand, here are some tips that you can do, or you can use. So a lot of players, when they switch over to the one-handed shot, they change everything. They no longer jump as high as they used to. They no longer push the ball as hard as they used to, because in their minds they're thinking, well, this is a weaker shot. It may go straighter if done properly, but it's a weaker shot because I'm not using two hands. But I'm telling you right now, if you're a younger player, or just a weaker player, a player who just cannot shoot with one hand, these are some of the tips that you can do. Number one, use your legs more. A quick tip that I tell every single one of my players the cruise that I was on, I was telling younger players this as well. If your shot seems short, like it's not going as far as you would like it to, use more legs. And what I mean by that is to jump higher. That is to get your legs lower so that you can jump higher. The next tip is if the ball goes over top of the rim, goes way too far, then you need more arc, which means that you need a higher release point instead of a further forward release point. And these are all things that you can change in game as well. But number one, if you're learning how to shoot with one hand, number one is just basically standing at a rim or even not having a rim, getting your shooting form and bending those legs, getting those legs as down as possible so you can explode up, and then starting with the ball here, and you can get even more power from your arm. Eventually, you'll be able to lift the ball up higher, because the higher the ball starts, if you're starting here and you're bringing it up, what's going to happen then is it's going to be a longer shot, and it's going to take longer, or it's going to take a little bit less effort for the other team to block your shot. So, but at first, if you're younger, you can start lower, but when you're older, you want to start with the ball higher, because it's going to give you that extra millisecond to get that shot off, and it's going to be even harder to block. So, number one is using your arm, still staying stable, still basically staying level so that you're not drifting left or right. Getting that ball up, using your triceps, the muscles underneath your arm to push the ball. Have the wrist flick the ball as hard as possible, and then using those legs to jump up as high as possible. This is going to allow you to shoot with one hand and not have that ability to push the ball out towards the right side with that left hand with the thumb. So again, really quickly, have that ball go off that middle finger. That's number one. Have the arm straight aiming towards the rim. That's going to give you another great tip that you can use to be able to shoot the ball straight with no side spin, but with back spin. And then that last tip is using your legs and not having the ball or that left hand flicking, or that weak hand, the offhand, flicking the ball because you think that you still need to have that second hand to give you power, when you can get that same amount of power, if not more, from your legs. I hope that you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe. If you want, go check out some of the links down below. You can grab different basketballs, different shoes. You can go check out my Amazon store, which will be on my website. That link will be down below as well. And then, as well, if you want me to help you correct your form, go check out that link as well. It's down there too. I'll see you guys again tomorrow for another Twice a Day basketball video.